Get up, man. Hey, how are you? I know all Good.
Yeah, we're going to Yeah.
Not right away. I don't know. I want to see if we get something on my own.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I told him. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Put all that stuff on there.
Okay.
Looking good in here.
Let's get some weather on the road.
Guidance record fell.
How you doing? Hi, Jim. Good to see you again. Did they all watch you? A good day, man. It was a they did a lot. Are they coming out for the last 2 games? You always wonder about the points. Are you going to get some? Well, yeah, we'll find out in the next few weeks. Yeah, we will. I mean, it's only 4 games. Yeah, the season goes fast. Hopefully it goes fast because it's a long season. It's a long season. You know what I mean? No, that was good. Yeah, I did that one. Is he? Yeah, how about that? I mean, probably a little different now. Like more games, back in the day. Like they were playing closer to 9 so that makes a little bit of a difference, but it's still here. You got a record there, 25 yards. You got all 2 tier. Yeah, right. Because if you don't, you can then you pull and you can get out of the game. Unless you just no, we're getting us. Hey, thanks for coming today. Thanks for that video too. That was awesome.
Oh, was that cool?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, it's so crazy that you were at the game. I mean, how crazy is that?
Oh, yeah.
You saw the picture we got up there. Yeah, you got it right up.
He has that 80-yarder, and I think he's going to run.
He had 237 at halftime, I think it was.
Yeah, he had a bunch. And you know what? It's a perfect day for running.
Yep.
Nice and cool. You don't get overheated.
Yeah.
In that field. Slip. Go.
Yeah. It's a good day for a big pack too, you know, because defenders are having a hard time, you know, really how bad do they want to take him on one more time.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching the film, they start to find different angles to attack him from, you know, as they're going along. You know that one, right?
Cool. So how's Kevin? How's he doing?
I don't know. We'll find out in the middle of the week. Yeah, I know, because they're such a 1-2 combo, you know.
You know Kevin, he can run for 3.
Oh, 100%.
He's over 200 one time.
Yeah, he has. No, he has, and I think he's got the ability to. He's really been kind of hurt a little bit off and on all season, nicked up, not quite right. But you know, he had the one he got hurt on. He almost got out for a touchdown.
I know. I thought he was going. I said, my buddy, like I said, it looks like he's going to go.
I know. So it's just a shame, but hopefully we can get him back. I know. Thunder and lightning, aren't they? And then, you know, if they one of the things we're having success now is if they do try to take one of those guys away, you know, Jake can pull it and get out to the outside, and then he can make some plays.
So how you doing?
Doing well. Yeah. Now we're trying to. It's kind of, you know, it's fun to get some attention, but then you got to play again next week, so it's a big game, you know.
Target.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the way it should be. That's the way you want it to be.
When I was playing my junior and senior year, they put their best player in a spot.
Yeah.
They run those power eyes.
Right.
And they just stick the line back.
You're getting somebody.
You're going to get hit. Dr. Gowan, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing? Switch way hands around.
I'm doing well.
Yeah, enjoy your day. Yeah, thanks again. Hey, good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming today. Yeah, appreciate it. You good? All right, buddy. Have fun today.
Can I sit by you,
Test 1, 2. All right, folks, we'll get started here. I know we have an individual that needs to make his class today at noon, and I've got some other things, and we all have things we got to do. Welcome to our Hardrocker Sports Lunch today. Very special thank you to our sponsor today, Subway. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the sub sandwich. If you've been here the last couple of weeks, I've mentioned that I love October. Despite the fact that my Yankees are no longer playing postseason baseball, I still love the month of October. I want to thank everyone for showing up on Saturday who showed up in the ramps. I also want to give everybody a round of applause who was there. And can I get a show of hands who honked? There it is. Let's give everybody a round of applause for that. I want to thank the Tom and Tom show for mentioning it in the third quarter. They listened to you very well, Tom. I remember I was sitting in the press box, and everybody who's listening right now, please honk your horn. And
I've had him trained for many years.
Instantaneously, they started honking. Coach Taker will talk a little bit about that. We talked about it earlier, about how he thought that really helped in the second half, and I truly believe that helps give us a home field advantage. What do we got going on? Well, yesterday, basketball started official practice yesterday morning. So we've got everybody going on. We've got track and field, we've got basketball, volleyball, all of our sports are going on except for maybe golf right now is shut down doing some individual stuff. I'm taking off next week for Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference meetings in Denver, metropolitan area. Tiffany McCampbell and I are, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the week doing alumni visits and then going to the football game against Colorado Mines, which we are going to have a tailgate prior to the game behind the stadium. So if any of you are down in the metro area on October 27th, you are welcome to come. Tailgate will start at 10:30 a.m. We'll stop at 11:45. Game time will be noon. Volleyball is on the road this weekend at Regis and CCU, but then they jump back on the 23rd and they're home on October 23rd against Wayne State at 6 p.m. and home October 26th and 27th. On the 26th, they play Chadron at 7 p.m. and they play Metro State on the 27th at 3 p.m. And also coming up is on November 3rd and November 4th, we will have eSports Convention and the state championship taking place. And what we'll do is we'll have Wyatt talk about that next week at the Sports Lunch, and he can give you an update about what's going on with eSports. We got a busy couple weeks with all of our sports going on. So the first coach we're gonna bring up here today, give us a little recap of the fall, is our Director of Golf Operations, Coach Tye Roy.
Thank you, everyone. Glad to be back in town on a Tuesday to enjoy a luncheon. We're usually traveling, so it's good to be back. I'm going to be fairly quick. I'm going to try to get up here a couple other luncheons down the road to share some other exciting news. And so just recently took over both programs. I'll start quickly by saying I'm excited to have both programs. Just getting started with our women's program, and we're in a bit of a rebuild phase. Our numbers are down a little bit, so We are looking to add some recruits for next year and excited about that opportunity and to bring in some new blood to the group. So this fall's our off season. Actually, spring is our official season. So we did pick up 4 tournaments this fall, both our men and our women. Our women's scoring team-wise stayed about average from what we were in years past. Our number 1 player is currently out on medical, so that hurt us significantly in our fall schedule. We hope to get her back sometime soon and get her recovered. So one thing we've been working on is trying to add a little bit more length to some of our golf courses to better prepare us for our RMAC events. So that created some challenges for us with some short game issues and putting, chipping. Playing on those longer courses tends to challenge the short game. So that gives us a good target going forward into the spring to look at some areas that we can improve on and do some things this winter to hopefully target that. We are losing our senior team captain, Claire Selby. She's graduating this December, so we wish her the best, and we were really glad to have her part of our program. So really proud of her for her accomplishments and for finishing up here. So we wish her all the best going forward. Our team leaders this year, Larissa Pulowski was our best scoring on average. She averaged 87.7 in our tournaments. She was followed by Nicole Schrader, another one of our team captains, and then Abby McGee, Claire, and McKinley. And so we've got 3 freshmen in our program this year. We're looking to work with them, continue to develop them. We were able to get them some tournament experience and get them out there to play. So really looking forward to spring and seeing how they progress through the rest of this year. In the men's program, I don't know if you guys remember now, but I brought in 7 freshmen this year. And so that was a challenge in and of itself, taking on 7 new young men into our program. So I can report, and I'm just actually going to go right to the numbers because the numbers say a lot about how our freshmen jumped in. I threw them right into the fire. Comparing, we played a course called Walking Stick down in Pueblo. Over the last 3 years, we scored a team score of 943, 943, and this year we scored 916. So significant improvement. The MSUB tournament we played in the last 3 years, we scored 937, 956, and this year we shot 900. So, and then RMAC championship, last year we struggled. We're really looking forward to going in. I'm looking forward to getting these freshmen now into the RMAC championship and see how they perform, see how they come through. Our stroke average, individual stroke average in fall of 2016 was 78.1. Last fall it was 81.08, and this year it dropped to 76.45. So we are definitely moving in the right direction. Lots of positive things happening. We've got some very talented young men. In fact, 4 of our top 5 performers this year were all freshmen. Jake Francis has led all of our players with a tournament scoring average of 74.8, which for a freshman is phenomenal. Glad to have him out there. If we can get him he's had a couple of tournaments where he was under par all the way through to the last 3 holes and just couldn't quite finish it. He's going to do that, and that'll change. He'll start playing a lot better in those last 3 holes, and that'll change his tournament scoring dramatically. Once you break through that little barrier, finish off the tournament. So we're excited for that. Bryce Howard, another freshman from Iowa, was really close behind him, 76 scoring average for tournaments. Lane Jensen, a young man that's local here, really played well for us as well. Our senior team captain, Stephen Bent, was a steady force for us this fall. And then another freshman out of Montana, Carson McDaniel, really played well for us. So we've got some talent, actually. We've got some freshmen beyond that who have a lot of potential. Now all we got to do is put 4 scores together in 1 round, and we're looking to break that 900 barrier and move forward. So really excited overall. Just excited for the program, excited for all the opportunities we've had. So with that said, I have some exciting news that we'll share here in the next couple of weeks about our program, some things that we're going to do going forward. I want to give a big thank you to Coach Tink and Connor. And this was the first game I got to come back and be at this year. what a game to be a part of and what a game to watch. It was truly a joy. So kudos to you. Any questions, anybody? Okay, thank you all.
Our next coach will be Coach Andrew Conniff, and he'll give us an update on the soccer results from the weekend and what we got coming up next weekend.
Hey, thank you all for being here. Brad, can we cue up those highlights? This weekend we were down in Denver playing a very good Metro State team, which you see here. That's a big So these are actually all clips from the second half. The first half was a bit slower pace where we controlled the ball, which is what we want to do. We kind of want to limit opportunities on both ends. We want to do that by controlling the ball instead of defending a lot. Here we had a bit of a trap on as they're trying to connect passes out of the back, and Justin does a really good job splitting the defenders and drawing a foul, which will lead to our one goal of the game here. Senior Noah McKenzie, actually his brother's the one who dummies over here, breaks up the wall with his run, and Noah splits it right through. That's really well executed from them. We've given the two of them and senior Cam Thompson a lot of freedom to do what they want on those set pieces, so that's something they actually worked on, and that run was designed to break. Here you see right now it's 1-to-1, and we just could not break through. We end up the ball sits just right, and we go over. And that's I think everyone would kind of let out a sigh of stress there, like, oh, is it not going to come today? But it was a really, really good match for us. Metro's a team that we want to be able to measure ourselves against, and they think they're a national tournament team. We think we're better than them. So every time we play them, it's really, really fun. On Sunday, we came out 0-0 against Colorado Christian, and their keeper had a fantastic game, and we just couldn't quite find a way. And this coming week, we have 4 games left in the season. This Friday will be our senior night against Fort Lewis. We then play on Sunday against Colorado Mesa, who's nationally ranked and very good as well. Our last 2 games of the season, we're down in Colorado to play Colorado Mines and UCCS. So we have 4 games where we feel like this is the level of competition we want to prove ourselves against. We think we have played better than we ever have in program history. Some of the numbers show that, some of our patterns of play, and the opportunities we're creating show that. So we're really happy with a tough final 4 games, which maybe most coaches wouldn't say, but we wouldn't want to prove ourselves against anybody else. So Friday we will be playing out of the Dakota Fields Complex. I guess I don't have the address on hand, you'll have to look it up. The Black Hills Rapids are hosting us that night. It's going to be a really exciting atmosphere for our senior night. And we have the biggest senior class in our program history. There will be 7 players graduating. And they are the winningest class in program history. So any of you who have soccer interests, we'd love to have you out there. Are there any questions for me? Oh, yes.
Maybe you could help distinguish between a clean tackle and a not so clean tackle that may draw a card or a penalty for the non-soccer aficionado type.
Okay. The referee plays a huge part in soccer because a lot is up to their judgment, and there's not a lot of counterpoints or cross-referencing given there. So there's some loose interpretations. There's times where they may claim shoulder-to-shoulder tackle is too hard, and even that might be construed as a foul. The general rule of thumb is if you go shoulder-to-shoulder or hip-to-hip with somebody, that's considered a fair challenge. Generally, any grabbing of the arms or shirt or body is considered a foul. Yellow cards, again, are up to the official. We've seen 10 yellow cards given in a match this season. We've seen 2 given in a match, and with the same number of fouls. So much is up to the official, which I think if you guys are just casual bystanders watching soccer on TV or one of our games, you'll see a huge range of emotions in soccer, maybe more than other sports. And I think part of that is how involved the official can be in affecting the game. So there's not really it's not cut and dry, it's really open to interpretation, which makes soccer the art of sports, I think. All right, great. Hey, thank you all for coming out.
Okay, our next coach is going to come up here is Coach Tinker. He's going to give us a little recap of what happened on Saturday, and I believe he's got a special guest that we'd all like to see. So before Coach Tinker comes up here, how are we all doing? Coach, is that good enough? Coach, let's try that again. One more time. How are we all doing? I like it. Come on up, Coach.
Man, shortage of juice there at the start. Thanks for all coming. Maybe an attendance record today at the luncheon. Congratulations to everyone who made it. Well, I don't see one of my favorites. I don't know where Coach Larsen is, but it's crestfallen by that. Saturday was a pretty interesting day of football. I don't think there's any question about that. What a talented pair of teams that took the field on Saturday. Their receiver, number 81, Chad Hovas, I'm still searching for answers on how we will defend him in the future. Thankfully, his career is coming to a close. There's Coach Larsen. My God bless you. He's unbelievable. We did everything. We had Coach Levy was doing a great job trying to find a way to shut him down. He's just a special player. And I think, we had a hard time stopping 81, and obviously they had a hard time stopping number 6. There were a couple of really big-time stud football players out there having big-time days. And it just came down to, I thought, a couple of really key things happened. Number one, right before halftime, we got a touchdown to take a 7-point lead into the half. I thought it was important momentum during our 2-minute drive where we were able to get down there, punch it in, get the score that at least created some momentum going into the second half. And then the start of the second half, for whatever reason, the Rams started to get pretty juiced up. And on third downs, we were starting to hear those horns honking that we talked about last week. And our defense played at a different level in the second half, there's no question. And the energy level was better, the juice level was better, and we were getting more stops because of it. And I thought just the honking of the horns itself was a critical component to the success of the team in the second half. And then I just thought that we were able to then control the clock through the third quarter and the fourth quarter where we kept the ball. We were able to do it through the running game. Our offensive line had an incredible day. 6 had an incredible day. 7 had a great day. And then we were able to control it there and force this game into the last few minutes where we were able to pull it out. It was a big win for our program. It certainly was a special individual day for Connor, but for our team and our program, it was a really important win. I thought we fought through the adversity of the weather. It wasn't a pretty day. For some, it was. In years past, I'm not sure we would have been tough enough to win that football game. Just us. No matter who the opponent was, I'm not sure we would have been able to play through it. We're proud of our men that we were able to do that on Saturday. There are highlights, Brad, from the game. They're pretty centric to what we were doing on offense. We did do a great job defensively getting 2 interceptions that I thought were really critical. Unfortunately, we actually fumbled one of the interceptions right back to them on a big play at the start of the second half. I also thought it was good that we didn't panic when that happened. We just went right back to playing football because we could have got demoralized and we didn't. Here's early on one of the first plays of the game with Isaiah Manley, who just, does Isaiah Manley things throughout the day. He had a great one again. This is Connor's first touchdown rush. Obviously, I don't think I would have scored on that one, but I would have gotten to the 1. That was a great job by the guys up front. This is the big one. I know I wouldn't have scored on this one. This is a 79-yarder. Connor is fast. There's a kind of a perception that he's just a big bruising back, but they have good speed in their secondary, and he ran away from them, which is hard to do. That was a big momentum turn for us. We started thinking about, hey, do we need to start running some different styles of play? And the answer was no. We just kind of kept with the styles of play that were working, but you can see him separate right here using the video board to help him get into the end zone there. Another big catch by Isaiah Manley. We got just enough completions at just the right times to keep some balance in terms of what we were doing offensively. And 7 and 13 have quite a connection, and they had another nice day on Saturday. We actually probably missed a couple with those two on Saturday also, so I think they'll be highly motivated to correct that. This is Jake on the keeper. Jake had 3 touchdown runs, and such a huge part of it obviously was the defense was starting to collapse pretty good on 6. They don't here, and he kind of just plows his way into the end zone right here. But we were doing a good job, I thought, kind of mixing whether or not Jake kept it or not. That's Grant Smith, number 75, true freshman offensive lineman, along with Robert Schrock, number 66, in an action shot. There's Robert. Robert's the heart and soul of our football team at the center position. There's Jack Bath, who I think is one of the elite players in this league, number 73, our left tackle. Austin Roth is another true freshman, playing at the right guard spot, number 57, and that's Harris Irwin. Harris is normally number 50. As you guys know, Adrian Perez was lost to injury, and so Adrian asked that Harris wear his jersey, number 64, on Saturday to represent Adrian, which they're roommates, and I think that meant a lot to Harris, and I know it means a lot to the whole team when 64 is out there. There was a theme that was developing later in the game where guys in white were less anxious to be involved in physical contact with number 6. And I think you saw that, we said it before, one way to solve your problems in life is finesse, but the only way to solve all your problems on a football field is through aggression. And we were able to do that. Nice keep here by number 7, who did that a couple of times and got into the end zone. The conditions actually deteriorated as the thing went along, but it felt sunny in 75 when it was over. Breaking a couple tackles here, another strong run. I mean, this is a pretty general theme. This one was kind of fun. We found Isaiah on a little sucker pass type play right here, and Isaiah got himself a touchdown, a nice little pump fake by Jake, and then that was the coup de grace, the finish of the whole deal, and we were able to put the thing away. So an exciting day of Hardrock football out there. I wanted to thank a couple of people before I turn this over. I'm going to do what I did best all week, which is just hand the ball off to Connor here. I want to thank the fans honking the horns out. That did make a big difference. I'd like to thank our both Kevin Petak and Arlo Guthrie. They did something special. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. Those were the record holders of the school record of 245 rushing yards, which is a heck of a lot of yards in a football game. It takes a lot of work. And both of them were very, very gracious when Connor passed our record. And I think, I know Arlo was at the game, and if you watch the game, you go, man, that was pretty good. That was pretty exciting. And I'd also like to thank Brad Bloom and our stats crew. When I found out that it was alleged that we had set a national record, I was excited, and then I was panicked, because I didn't want it to go viral and then find out it wasn't true. Because I've had that happen before, where, not here, but at another school, where we had some stats that weren't really accurate. And so Sunday morning, that's the first thing I did, was start double checking the word. And to a yard and to a carry, they had it right on. So congratulations to Brad and his staff. That sometimes goes unsaid, but it shouldn't. The official statistics for all non-major four-year colleges began in 1946, is when they started keeping a national record at all four-year levels of how everyone was doing, and started to keep that. The previous record for most rushing yards in a game was held by Jerome Freeman from Southern Connecticut State in a 56-28 victory over Bryant College. He ran 34 carries for 418 yards. On Saturday, Connor ran the ball 46 times, which is in and of itself a lot of work, okay? And for 425 yards. As such, he broke the school record and the national rushing record on that day for a single game. The two men who he passed for the record at the school both were able to create something to send to Connor and really to share with everybody. And I believe Bradley has that queued up and is ready to go.
Connor, I know we've never met. My name is Kevin Patek, and I've had the honor of sharing the school line's rushing record with Arlo for the past 22 years. I know I have vivid memories of the game that I played 22 years ago, and as I got a text from my brother this weekend, he said, my rushing record was looking like it was going to go down, and then I texted him back and said, oh really? And then I popped on and I looked, and it was only in the first half. I was just amazed at what was going on in that game and the incredible new gold standard that you set for Hardrocker Rushing. What an incredible game, what an incredible moment for you, and I know you're going to be remembering this for the rest of your life. What an accomplishment you have, and I just wish you the best and want to congratulate you again on what an outstanding performance, and I wish you the best, and I hope that someday our paths will cross and I'll be able to meet you in person. Congratulations, Connor.
Congratulations, what a superlative effort. Man, I can't believe it. 425 yards, that's got to be a national record or something. I watched the game, and it was with a good friend of mine in the stands, my best friend in college. His name's Mike Cook. He said, at halftime, I think he's broken your record. I think he had it at halftime. But no, Kevin Patak and I shared that record for a lot of years. And was such a deserving young man you are to perform such a superlative effort, like I said. And you know, it's a pretty important thing. It's you're building a legacy. I mean, your folks, your grand folks, the kids that you're going to have, you're going to remember this for the rest of your life and their lives. It's a huge thing. Another thing that happened that day, you broke 1,000 yards, so you're kind of in a pretty exclusive club there. Mike Risky, Mark Walden, Jamie Dale, myself, and you. We've had some pretty good running backs at South Dakota School of Mines, and you're one of them. I tell you, that was unbelievable. And you're a fine gentleman. I've met you several times, and a very humble, deserving person. So congratulations again, and good luck. Beat them guys next week. And make sure you pound this Colorado School Mine.
Quick sidebar, Connor is going to come and present the Players of the Week and then tell you a little bit about his story, and then you can fire away with questions at Connor. 2 weeks ago, we were playing Black Hills State, and if anybody go to that game, we were getting after them pretty good. Yeah. And sometime in the middle of the fourth quarter, after we had already taken our best players out of the game and called off the dogs, if you will, one of our coaches came to me and said, "Hey, I don't know what you want to do about it, but Connor's 9 yards away from the school rushing record in a single game." And I said, "Well, let's put him back in and get him." And then I rethought it and decided not to, because that to me, that's not the spirit of the competition. I'd rather do it in a game where it mattered. At that point, the record piece of it, I didn't want to do it that way. And I may have even said to the coach at the time, let's try to get it again on another day. And 1 week later, he was able to. We needed every one of those yards to win that game on Saturday, which was really exciting for all of us to see. So, without further ado, I'm bringing Connor Silveria.
I mean, to even be mentioned with guys like Arlo and Mr. Patak is outstanding. I can't even believe it yet. We want to go through the slides first.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
It'll come up. I really wrote it down. There you go.
Shane Whitmire, swap player of the week. This guy, since he's been here, he's been probably one of the hardest hitting guys on the team. I experienced that very early at practice, going live, hitting against this guy. You can just tell that he's a player and he's a special athlete. Every week on SWAT, there's always a new guy that shows up, and this guy for the past couple of weeks, he's been that guy. He's been special. He had a pretty decent game against Pueblo, and then these last two games, he's been pretty phenomenal. This guy, Keontae Christian, this freshman, this LPD Rookie of the Week, he's a special individual. He's probably going to be one of the best defensive linemen we've had in a long time. He's strong, he's fast, and he understands the game big time. He's very special individual. Brian Kuna, Big Brian. This guy is, I think he's second strongest on the team. He's a force. He's playing injured right now. I think he has a broken toe. Kind of broken. I don't know. He goes down every game, but then a couple plays later he's back in. He's different. I mean, I love Brian. I have class with him on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's just great to interact with him and talk to him and see his point of view. He's got a great story. Yeah, he's very, very good. Octane Player of the Week. I don't think I mean, I guess I deserve it, but the guys up front are phenomenal. If you guys go back and really dissect the game, the 5 guys up front had a phenomenal game. These are the pickaxe players of the week. I mean, Robert does a great job leading by example. He's, like Coach said earlier, he's the heart and soul of our team. And then the 2 freshmen on the inside, I mean, they are very, very good. They're very big, very strong, getting in people's way, moving people, pushing people on the ground. Harris, very experienced, had that aggression of the D lineman, transferred over 2 years ago. And then Jack on the outside. Jack is, every play, he's driving guys into the ground, he's throwing guys wherever he wants to put them. Schrock's doing the same thing on the inside. Those 5 men are special. Our last 4 games, it's hard to believe that the season's almost over. And New Mexico Highlands is, the main goal. We're going down there, and it's not a great environment. When I played there 2 years ago, it felt kind of dead. There wasn't a whole lot of people there. And the announcers a little different. But it's a different environment, and our young guys need to embrace that. And like Coach said to us earlier, we need to bring our own juice. And they're a very different football team this year. They've put up very good fights against very good teams in our conference this year, and we can't go down there thinking they're the same team they have been these last 2 years. So we got to go down there with a chip on our shoulders and play really hard.
That's it, man. Now it's your time to.
So a little bit about myself. Just wrote some points I'd like to get to. I'm from a small town, I guess not that small a town. It's around 100,000 people. Redding, California. Way up north in the trees by Oregon. I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. This is now my 15th season. I have been playing running back that entire time. I always kid around and joke with guys. I say that I've probably averaged close to 20 carries a game my entire life. So I have a lot of miles in my body, and it's really starting to take a toll on me, especially after last week. I went to high school in Redding, California. Out of high school, I went to junior college, Shasta College in my hometown. Played a season there and split time as my first year. My second year, I had a majority of the carries. I pretty much didn't come out of any of the games unless we were up by a lot or I needed a win. And that year we won our conference, and we also won the American Division Championship. Pretty much everything that we could win, we did win. That year, I also led this entire state for junior colleges in rushing and rushing touchdowns. And that was kind of a huge accomplishment to me. And so that's what brought me here. I received some offers for football, and I was thinking about who has the best team and who has the best program, and also who had the best degree degrees. I wanted to be an engineer. I didn't know what engineering just yet, but I knew I wanted to set myself up for the long run. So when I picked electrical engineering, it was kind of a shot in the dark, but I've grown to love it. I really like it. It's very cutting edge, and it's hard to keep up sometimes, especially with a heavy workload with football. But I'm very proud that I chose electrical engineering. It's truly an honor to be here. To see everyone here, I guess we had a record-breaking day for attendance. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you for honoring me. To even be mentioned with guys like Mr. Guthrie and Mr. Patak is truly an honor. Last but not least, I'd just like to say some thanks. My high school coaching staff was pretty phenomenal. They really set me up to be a man, and a lot of other things. My Shasta College coaches, they were phenomenal as well. They really trusted me a lot my second year there, and really just allowed me to lead the team. And it was a special year. Last but not least, my best friends and my family. Sorry. They mean the most to me, and they support me in everything that I do. So thank you very much.
First of all, we're gonna ask some questions.
Sorry about that.
Can you sign this program for me?
Yes.
To Joel, you're such an inspiration. Thank you for everything. Questions.
All right. Anybody have questions?
Somewhere.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, how does it keep from fumbling with the weather so bad and wet and everything?
Oh, so there was a couple times where I did lose the ball. One time when I fell to the ground, they didn't call it a fumble, but I didn't really have great possession of it. The ball was kind of loose, and I was just, diving forward, and the ball did pop out and I hit the ground. So luckily we have that rule where the ground cannot cause a fumble, but yeah. And then there was a couple other times where I couldn't get a good grip on it after the exchange, and I kind of just forfeited that rep and just tried to hold on as best I could and go to the ground just to eliminate the play. And then there was one time where I actually did violate the ball security rules of our team, and I switched arms. I was being tackled from the right side and I had the ball in his arm. And as I was being tackled, I switched the ball to shove this guy off me. And that's something I struggled with my first year here. I got benched a couple times for switching the ball a lot, and so it's something that I haven't done in a long time, but for some reason I did that at that point. Yeah, so it was hard. It was hard to hold on to the ball again. Yes.
Did it work?
Yes.
Connor,
Any questions? Yeah.
tell us about your feelings and your emotions. Because last year you watched everything from the press box.
Yeah.
You were injured.
Yeah.
And I saw you at fall camp, and I asked you, how are you feeling? And you were quick. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go. Talk about your rehab and your feelings about coming back, if there are any doubts or...
So this, not last summer, but the summer before, I had 2 surgeries. I had hip and knee surgery on the same leg. I've never really been injured, or I never had surgery before, so that was a huge experience. I had 2 surgeries in the same month, actually. And that was some pain. If anybody's ever had surgery before, waking up is very painful. So that recovery process was very long. It was very frustrating at times because I've always been pretty athletic, been able to kind of do whatever I want, and so something that was hindering me was really hard to swallow. But I had great support throughout my whole recovery process. My best friend stayed with me for I think a week and helped me recover and made sure I was getting what I needed as long as well with my mother. My mom she was great. She was a school teacher, so she had the entire summer off, and so she waited on me pretty much hand and foot. But you know, watching all those games last year was very frustrating. In my career, I didn't miss very many games, and so to watch an entire season and see games where I think that I could have contributed and maybe helped win the game was just very frustrating to me. So I had to kind of shrug it off and just maybe throw my aggression out in the weight room. But to come back in spring and have a week where I went full contact and I didn't have any hiccups was an amazing feeling for me. It felt like myself again. And so when I went into fall camp, I tried to, leading up into fall camp, I tried to just prepare myself the best I could to be in the best physical and mental strength that I could be. There's huge thanks to my surgeons who might be one of the best in the country. My brother helped set me up with those guys, and it was a long journey, and to have the season that we're having, we've had some rough games and games that they may have been won or lost by my performance. Was painful, but these last few games, just how we've been as a team and the culture that we have as a team is much more important. Any other questions?
I think that's it.
I'd also like to recognize that Arlo is here in the crowd. Arlo, do you want to stand up and say? Make sure he was over here. He thought it was very important to be here and support Connor and support the Hardrocker football program. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Our next coach is Coach Ryan Larsen, and he is going to give us a preview of our outstanding women's basketball program here. Thanks, Coach.
Reason why you're all here, right? Absolutely. When I found out I was speaking last, first thing that came to mind was that movie Wayne's World, where they always saying, we're not worthy, we're not worthy. That's exactly how I feel right now, Connor. That was a big time performance, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. I'll be remiss if I can't talk about that football team the last 2 weeks. Just watching you guys compete against BH, and then which I thought was one of the better performances I've ever seen. To follow that up, what I thought was an even better performance was, I tell you what, just truly inspirational. And I know the women's basketball team's drawn a lot from that. We talked a lot about that this morning. Just the way you guys are competing right now is, man, it's just fun to watch. But congrats, you guys keep it rolling now, all right? But basketball season is right around the corner, and I'm here to talk about our Lady Hardrockers this year. Not going to go in real in depth about a lot of things. We'll talk about our schedule a little bit and bring up our current roster the way it is right now. Here's our schedule for the season. As you can see, we got 2 nights exhibition games against a couple Division I schools down the road in Colorado. The Colorado State game was scheduled for next Wednesday, but I spoke to their head coach yesterday, and it's kind of a messy deal. They got 5 healthy bodies right now, and to get a real exhibition game, where how I look at it is, if we're going to go drive down to Fort Collins and play a Division I team, we want to play, their top kids. That's why you're doing it, to face off against better competition and really measure where you're at. So that might get delayed a few days. We will know by the end of the week, no later than Friday, as far as when that, if it gets rescheduled. So that's in flux right now. But I'm all about, I don't want to go play 5 players and have them sit in the zone. That does us no good. All right, it doesn't do them any good either. So we need to go down and play as probably the healthiest Colorado State team that we can play. University of Northern Colorado, that is on tap. Nothing's going to change there for November 2nd. But those are 2 really good challenges. We've always had luxury of playing Division I schools in our preseason, And I really enjoy that. I think it's a great measuring stick early, just to go up against bigger, stronger, faster athletes, and see exactly what you can do offensively and defensively. So I'm all for those. And it's just fun too. It's fun. 2 years ago, Colorado State was playing in the national tournament. Northern Colorado, I think it was 2 years ago as well too. Two really good programs to measure where we're at this year. Then it starts regular season. It's awesome. I've been working for this home schedule for 4 years now, and we are at home our entire non-conference schedule, and I am excited about that. I know our kids are excited about it too. We got two really good programs off the bat. University of Sioux Falls, them again. It wasn't too long ago, 2 years ago, that they played in the national tournament at the Division II level, and kind of a perennial team in the Northern Sun Conference, which is a really good women's basketball conference. Montana State University Billings, who we've been playing pretty consistently the last 4 years. Well, they just happened to play in the Elite Eight last year. Really good program. They lost a couple players, but they're always really good. So we got two big tests right away. Let's start opening weekend. Then we got Dakota State. We open up the RMAC season with Black Hills State at home. And it's really awesome that we do not take a road trip other than our 2 exhibition games until the first semester's over. I'm really excited about that. The first thing I thought of when I talked to our team about our schedules, we better have a really good GPA that first semester. And we will. But the conference schedule, the RMAC, no different there. I've been answering the question all summer long, who's going to be strong in the RMAC? Well, it's going to be a toss-up. Some of the better teams lost some really good players to graduation, to transfer, stuff like that. But most of those teams, they just kind of reload. So it's going to be a challenge as well. At home, on the road, it's a dogfight every single night. December 31st is our last non-conference schedule game at 1 o'clock. Get here, get juiced up, and let's go celebrate bringing the new year the right way. But yeah, it's a really good schedule, and I'm really excited about it. And as you look towards the bottom there, we are really hoping to play, well into March. Moving on to our roster, here's a nice little team photo of us. Good looking group right there, especially the farthest one on the right, that would be me. Number 2, going in numerical order here, Sammy Stefik. We have seen this young lady play a lot now. Started a lot of games her freshman year, started all the season last year. Will most likely do so this year. Sammy is considerably stronger this year. She had an internship with Nucor in the summer, and basically all she did was go to work, lift weights, and shoot buckets. So that's a really good summer for her. Jessica Lorenz, junior college young lady. She is actually a redshirt junior. She had a medical redshirt, geological engineering. Thing like Jess, this kid comes to practice every day, works really hard, gets better for very minimal playing time. And these are the kids right here that make your team, your program really good. She challenges our other post players every single day and makes them better. She's a special player in our program. Taylor Holstead, our lone senior for the year, captain. You've seen this young lady has some phenomenal games throughout her 4 years. I'm really impressed with the level Taylor is playing at right now. She has just taken it to a completely different level, leadership-wise, being aggressive offensively, defensively. It's easy in practice right now. Play a little softer defensively, kind of pace yourself. Not one rep have I seen Taylor take it easy on anybody she's guarding, and again, that just makes us a much better team and program. Mark my words right now, first time I'm standing up here, Taylor is going to have a fantastic year for us. Number 5, Macy Ziegler, redshirt freshman last year. You guys have not had a chance to see her play. Macy's just an absolute little spitfire. I tell you what, she loves getting up and guarding the basketball, turning kids 94 feet and just pressuring people. Macy's a really good passer. She's in a battle right now with our other freshmen for backing up point guard. It's a really close competition. Extremely, think about when you redshirt a kid, you talk about what do you want to get from your redshirt year, and Macy's just, she's stronger. She put a lot of time in the gym. She's shooting it a lot better, but her IQ is really improved from her high school days. Ryan Weiss, sophomore, Ames, Iowa. You guys got a chance to see her play a lot last year. Special athlete, big-time track runner for Coach Johnson as well. Kind of does it all. You know, when you talk about a kid that can really score, Ryan scores it really, really well at all 3 levels. And what we talk about there at all 3 levels is shooting from the arc, you know, having a pull-up game and getting to the rim. She's probably one of our more talented guards scoring at all 3 levels. And it's, again, and like I talked about Sammy, she spent a lot of time in the weight room, and you can tell she's stronger looking at her. But you also, what I like to see is you see on the basketball court too. She's not getting hit at the rim and kind of falling away. She's bringing the blow to the people guarding her, which is fun to see. Anna Cambalia, freshman, Barcelona, Spain. You're gonna like this kid, I tell you what. Anna is a fantastic passer. The first couple days when we were practicing, it didn't take the rest of the ladies to figure out long, I better have my hands ready or I'm going to catch one right in the nose. She makes some plays that we just haven't had here, as far as seeing 2-3 passes ahead, you know, getting to the rim, drawing defense, you know, dumping down passes. She's a really special playmaker, and we are really impressed with her basketball abilities. And you know, I love European basketball. One thing I don't like about European basketball is sometimes, you know, defense is secondary. We are working on that with Anna. She has figured it out. But you know, it's ball screen roll in Europe. It's all it is, ball screen roll. And she just sees, again, 2-3 passes ahead. You will see this young lady on the floor for sure this year. She's going to be fun to watch. Cooper Corby, yeah, we all know Coop hit a bunch of big shots for us last year. Big time shooter. When Cooper misses, I kind of look at her like, geez, you missed? Surprised. Really, really good scorer for us. Cooper had a really good summer as well. She's in fantastic shape. She is stronger and worked on her overall game other than just shooting. She could shoot it really well before. She's a much better shooter than what she was before this year, but she could also get to the rim, and she's really improved her pull-up game as well. Marissa Herkett, we are really happy to have Marissa back. I was thinking about this the other day. It's been about a year and a half since Missy's, you know, really had a substantial basketball run. You know, she was cleared to play last year, the first week of our opening games, and she was on a minute limit. And yeah, 5th game of the year, she re-injured her knee. You know, so she just hasn't had a whole lot of run. But she is back. She had the entire summer to rehab, get in shape, and she is playing really good basketball right now. You know, I've said it for many, many years. We're a much better basketball team when Marissa Herkett is healthy. She is an extremely intelligent basketball player, offensively and defensively. You know, she just makes really good reads, passing it. She sets really good screens, and she's really long. And that allows us to do a lot of different things defensively, where we can just stick Marissa on the block and let her block shots and rebound it. She's a game changer for us on both ends. So I'm really, really happy to have Marissa back. Michaela Shackley, probably one of the bigger surprises we've had so far since we started practice in preseason. Shaq is she's been doing great. Really, really aggressive. And if you want to get on the court, you need to be aggressive, kind of like in football. You want to get on the field, you got to be aggressive. And she is being aggressive offensively and defensively. And this is a really nice surprise for us to have Michaela playing the way she is right now, because we want to play a lot of kids. We want to play as many, about 9-10 deep this year, if not more. And Shaq has definitely brought that to us for us. So we're really excited the way Michaela is playing right now. Anna Haugen, another all-conference performer for us last year. Anna continues to get better in all her game, offensively, defensively. Her jump shot has really improved from the summer. She put a lot of time in the gym. We need that out of Anna. We need her to stretch the floor, because that obviously just opens up everything else for us. She's really done that. Her ball handling skills are much improved. We're really excited about Anna and how she's improving. Molly McCabe played a lot for us the last 3 years. Again, just like everybody else, Molly has really improved. Well, one thing with Molly, and I said this a couple times last year, you know, the hardest, we had to encourage Molly the most to shoot, to be selfish. And finally she started, I want to score a little bit. So she's scoring it, and it's really been beneficial for us. And hopefully those baskets continue to go in as we play real games and not just practice. Melissa Johnstone, freshman, Flower Mountain, Texas. You're going to see Melissa play a lot. Very strong, physical young lady, defensively. She is probably one of the most skilled players that we've had as a freshman. Her footwork is phenomenal. Her ball skills are phenomenal. Her post moves are strong and fast. And she likes to bring physicality on the block when she's making a move. We're really excited about Melissa this year and into the future. Yeah, here he is, assistant coach Dallas Richter. So happy to have Coach Richter back with us for a third season. Dallas just brings a wealth of knowledge. He's not just a South Dakota guy, he's a Western South Dakota guy. Has a lot of ties out here with coaches and players and stuff like that. He's just a tremendous addition to our program. Really excited to have him back. Coach Baumlander, yep, back again. Wouldn't let her go anywhere if she even tried. I know she's not looking, but if she did try, we'd probably tie her down, not let her go anywhere. Anybody knows how much Coach Bond there, I just think the world of. Just a tremendous young person, great mentor to our student athletes, fantastic recruiter. You've seen that with the kids that we've been able to bring in the last few years, tireless worker. But the thing, every year you just see her becoming more and more confident coach. And that is awesome to see. That only makes us obviously a better team program. This is great. Here's me, Mr. Bloom. We're 12th tee, or 12th green, I'm sorry, Red Rock last year. This was probably our final round of the year. We both stuck a couple really quick, or really close. I will point out though that my ball was closer, and I did make that putt for birdie.
So did I.
Brad did too. Brad did too. Absolutely. That's just a brief snippet of what we got going on. I will take some quick questions, schedule-wise, player-wise, but I'll be up here a lot this year. Anything for me before I sign off?
Santa, did you keep your kettle on?
No. But, it was really kind of funny this morning. We break practice. I just kind of call out someone to break us down. And today was the first time I asked Anna, what do you got, Cavalli? We're going to break us down. And she goes, can I say it in Spanish? I said, yeah, absolutely. And she said, Familia. Yeah, Familia. That was really, really cool. She says a lot of things in Spanish. I don't know what the heck she's saying. I won't make a note for quite a while until I get aggravated with her. But yeah, you're going to enjoy watching her play. Anything else? Yes?
Schedule that for the public yet?
It is online, correct, Mr. Bloom?
There's schedules up here too.
Oh, we got schedules up here too. Yeah. Anything else? Hey, I will say, Mr. Luca, I wore my horn out Saturday, honking that thing. I did. I wore my horn out, and I almost started thinking I was having road rage come that third, fourth quarter. I was just punching that baby so bad. But we do not have noisemakers are not allowed in basketball gyms. But we talk about it quite a bit. I know our girls do too. There was a certain number of games last year. A really exciting game. We're making a run, and I tell you what, good old Jim got loud and got juicy, and you guys really, really helped us. So you make sure you grab a schedule, you highlight those home games, and you get loud. Just don't bring any horns, no vuvuzelas or anything like that. Just bring your voice and let's get ready to roll, because we're really looking forward to this season. Thank you guys. Look forward to talking to you more later on in the year.
Ryan points out a very important thing. Our kids work very, 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 very hard. Everybody in this room understands that. When things like what happened Saturday with the horn honking, when the pep band shows up for volleyball and basketball, that's important. But when they're not there, I need everybody else who's in attendance to step up their game. Because we can't, it's not perfect every time. I can't get the pep band there for every game indoors. But what you do matters. What you do financially matters. What you do in any sort of support for our institution matters. And I appreciate everything that everybody in this room does for the institution and Hardrocker athletics. It's a great day to be a Hardrocker. Enjoy the rest of your day.